So pretty much a typical game for Danny Barrett. He's a quarterback that simply doesn't beat himself. Very well executed first half for him.
Barrett rolling to his right on 1st and 10. Has a target. He's short of the first down as Trevathan makes the catch in front of Enos Jackson, number 29.
Well, in the Eskimo dressing room at halftime, Ron Lancaster told his team that was as flat as they'd been all season, but they were fortunate to still be in the ball game. They couldn't afford to be that flat in the second. On the other side of the room, Mike Nelson gave it to his defense again and said there will be personnel changes in the second half if the play doesn't improve.
A gain of 5 yards for Trevathan, 2nd and 5, BC Lions. Out across the 35 at the 38. Barrett has a first down as Trevathan makes his 2nd straight catch in front of Enos Jackson. Barrett very impressive in the first half, Leaf.
He is, and he started off nicely in the 3rd quarter here, and what he's doing is he's working underneath the coverage against the predominantly zone defense. Right coming into your living room, Trevathan, who finds the hole between the linebacker and the defensive back, Enos Jackson. I mean, it's an easy high percentage pass to complete, but that's what makes Danny Barrett so effective. He does not beat himself.
This time he calls on John Volpe. Volpe bounces off one and gets to the outside. Jordan finally forcing him out. And there wasn't too much room for John Volpe on that carry.
I mean, that's what Bob Abilovich said. You know, it's very difficult just to, hey, try and run outside. But what you try and do is hit it up inside and then bounce it to the outside. But number 11, Stefan Jordan, is waiting right for Volpe with a pretty good solid hit there to keep him. But it's so tough because defenses are so quick to just quickly toss it out. You hit it upside, inside, and then bounce it to the outside.
Volpe, who averages over 5 yards a carry, picked up 3 in the previous play. Batted down. And there's a penalty marker on the play. Larry Ruck, number 47, got a hand on the pass from Danny Barrett.
Larry Ruck is so good at hiding kind of in the weeds behind the defensive end, and at the last second sneaking out and getting his hands on the football. That's how he got the big interception last week against Doug Flutie. Same type of play right now.
Roughing the passer called against the Eskimos.
That's Larry Ruck to the bottom of your screen now. He reads Danny Barrett's eyes. That's simply all he does. And he goes to a spot he knows Barrett's going to throw to, and he knocks it down and actually could have had the interception. But great technique of looking into the backfield and reading where the quarterback is going to throw the football to and then reacting to it.
Lions well set up after the penalty. Volpe slips as he tries to turn the corner. Ruck was there to pin him. Number 47. Gain is less than a yard. Early in the 3rd quarter, BC Lions in front by a touchdown at 20-13.
I think this is a critical play to tell how the Edmonton defense is going to play in the second half. Are they going to be passive, or are they going to try and turn it up a notch? I think they've got to come with about 6 people here and really try and upset Danny Barrett's rhythm.
And you're right, here they come, but Barrett throws a strike. He'll be short of the first down, but not by much. Jackson making the tackle on Matt Clark.
And they only came with 5 people on the rush, and that was pretty easy for the veteran offensive line of the BC Lions to pick up. 6 people maybe outman, get you an outman situation, but the 5 still allowed Danny Barrett all kinds of time to look downfield and pick out a receiver. Now, for about the 3rd time tonight, a BC receiver has come up short.
And this will be 3rd and a long yard, Leaf.
Yeah, and they choose not to gamble here.
Luke Pasaglia is in. Can they fake it?
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Pasaglia has connected on 2 of 3. And he's good on this one. As the BC Lions pull out in front of the Edmonton Eskimos by 10. It's 23-13 on our TSN Game of the Week.
Welcome back to Edmonton. We're with injured Eskimo running back Blake Marshall. Blake, you coming back tonight?
I don't think I'll be back tonight. I hurt it pretty bad last week, and I thought I could play tonight, but the first couple of hits I took acted it up again.
This team played on Monday, and to be frank, looks a little flat tonight. Is that the reason?
Well, we had a lot of momentum and emotion in the last game, and I think that's what we're lacking here tonight. We need a big play to get some momentum, and we got to play with a lot more emotion out there.
Now, this shoulder isn't going to keep you out longer than tonight, is it?
Oh, no, we got a good break after this game, so I'm looking forward to being back.
All right, Blake, thanks very much, and you and I will watch the rest of the game.
Thanks, George.
I think that's the biggest thing for these professional athletes. I mean, 3-4 days between a game, you just don't have a chance to heal, and such is the case for Blake Marshall. And disappointing. I mean, I more than anyone love to watch him play, and disappointing that he's not in there.
Well, let's see what Ham can do without him in the second half. Brian Walling got the call. Tracy Gravely and Brian Smith stopped Brian Walling. He's just short of the first down. The numbers on the quarterback so far: Danny Barrett is winning in total yards. Tracy Ham has tossed a couple of interceptions and 1 touchdown.
And it's a typical Danny Barrett when he's at his best. I mean, he has not thrown a touchdown, but the key statistic is he's not thrown an interception. And, you know, it really bears repeating. He is a quarterback that simply will not beat himself. He's a high percentage passer. And I think that is very evident in those numbers tonight. 17 completions for 245 yards is a very good statistic up to this point.
Brian Walling out of Acadia did pick up the necessary yardage for a first down, but just Eskimos at the 45-yard line. Ham swings it out to Henry Williams. Williams beats 1 tackler, and he has another first down, or is very close to it, right at the 55. Stopped by Hocking, number 90 for the Lions.
Well, it's a smart first down call on Henry. Look at all the room that Joe Miro is giving. I mean, by the time Williams catches it, now he's got a chance, and give Miro credit. He forces him back to the inside where he'll get some help. But every time Williams has caught the quick screen or the hitch pass tonight, he has at least picked up a first down, and he has been much more involved tonight in the offense. Of course, the 72-yard touchdown catch and run he had earlier, but this is a productive night for Henry Williams.
10:52 to play, third quarter. The Eskimos on a bit of a roll. They began back near the 30-yard line. Now Edmonton right at midfield. 3 receivers. Top of your screen, far side. And Walling got the call. He was met immediately by O.J. Brigance, number 57. O.J. celebrating a big tackle there. 23-13.
Well, we talked about O.J. Brigance and the role he would play tonight if BC Lions would win. They said the front guys would take the gaps away, and that means the opportunities for the linebackers are there to make some tremendous hits. And O.J. Brigance, to the off-tackle play, he was there with a vengeance.
He created a loss of 2 yards. 2nd and 12, and Ham throws under the coverage. Souls made the catch, but couldn't get the first down. Brett Young was there along with Doug Hocking. Lions defense is looking sharper tonight too, Leaf.
Well, they're really hustling. I mean, this was Doug Hocking's man, Michael Souls, but Doug Hocking got picked off, and Brett Young recognized that right away, knew they were in trouble, so he left his man, read the play, and makes a great hit. But that is teamwork. You know, now the Lions have got some guys that are playing together for more than a week, and they can coordinate those plays.
3rd down. Harper back near his 40-yard line. High kick. Rico Cartwright chased back to the 2. Good upfield tackling by the Eskimos. Cartwright got to the 15. He was met there by Michel Bourgeau. A 12-yard return, 55-yard boomer by Glenn Harper.
I think what Blake Marshall said in his interview with Gord Miller was very apropos to the Edmonton situation. We need something good to happen to us, a good play, whether it be on special teams or possibly on defense right here. They've got BC backed up at their own 15-yard line, and, you know, I keep waiting for Edmonton to take a bit of a gamble on defense, and I think it's time. There it is.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah. He just
Larry
shot
Ruck on Ryan Hansen.
He shot the gap on the blitz, and he hit the play right on the head. Now, that's the kind of a physical play that can get a team charged up a little bit. There you see Larry Ruck come through the gap between the guard and the tackle, and boom. That's a pretty good hit on Ryan Hansen.
For a loss of a couple.
And that type of an aggressive play is infectious for the entire team.
Second and long facing Barrett. He looks down the sidelines for Trevathan, very nearly intercepted. Lyons was over covering, number 10. There's a penalty marker down, back in the BC backfield. The Eskimos were a little too aggressive there.
It's interesting. One of the things Ron Lancaster said when we talked to him about Danny Barrett was the fact that Ronnie said, hey, he is as tough a quarterback as there is, so what we have to do is hit him time and time again, try and wear him out. But what they're doing is they're hitting them a little late, and those are costly penalties.
Rough play call sets the Lions up out across the 25 at the 27. Volpe fumbles the ball. The Eskimos will recover. Big turnover going against the BC Lions. Enos Jackson came up with a football. Make that Willie Pless, number 39.
Here's Larry Ruck at the top. I really think Ryan Hansen misses the block. Ruck gets in and creates the play that, of course, everybody on Edmonton was waiting for. Something good to happen. Here it was. The ball comes loose, and is it Willie Pless with the fumble? Yes, Willie Pless with the fumble recovery. So as we talked about, something good needed to happen, and probably by the defense, and that occurred with the heads-up play by Larry Ruck.
And look where the Eskimos are at the BC 12-yard line. The blitz was on. Touchdown toss. Yes! Chris Johnston. Chris Armstrong, I should say, in front of Tracy Gravely.
Tracy Ham likes to strike quickly after the big turnover, and Chris Armstrong works around the top of Tracy Gravely and just simply outruns him to the football. And one play after the fumble recovery, the Eskimos strike quickly, and they find themselves right back in this one in a hurry.
Back to a 3-point difference. Chris Armstrong, 6th touchdown this season, and the Eskimos are right back in this, trailing 23-20. 12-yard touchdown to Chris Armstrong, his 6th of the season. Here's how it looked to leap.
Yeah, I'm going to show you what Tracy Ham, watch what he does. Here's Brian Smith in the middle. Ham is looking that way all the way. That forces Smith here and gives Chris Armstrong a lot more room in the middle. Tracy Ham, that's a trick a quarterback can do to give his receiver just that little much, just that bigger area to work into. You see Brian Smith not even involved in the play, and he's the middle safety.
On the return, Rico Cartwright, and he's out across the 37. 17 yards. Tacklers led by Chris Johnstone after a 55-yard kickoff. The numbers on Danny Barrett, 245 so far. He needs to get the Lions rolling again in a hurry. Take the momentum back.
Well, tongue lashings have been happening on both sides of the field. Bob Hefner really gave it to his offense. John Volpe and Ryan Hansen in particular for that last fumble threw his headset down and actually threw it to John Volpe.
On first down, Barrett comes to the near side, throwing on the run. Good defensive play. Intended for Clark, and Jordan was covering.
Isn't it interesting how one play, and of course you look back at a game and certain plays affect the outcome. The one play by Larry Ruck to create the fumble.
Maybe two plays by Larry Ruck. He broke through just a second or two before that and forced the Lions into second and long, and then made the play to set up the fumble.
But his play has really changed the complexion of this game in a hurry. Even though Edmonton still trails by 3, this is a different team in the last few minutes.
And the Eskimos will likely be coming on 2nd and 10. The blitz is there. Great catch over the middle. Ray Alexander in front of Damian Lyons. Big play for the Lions.
And give Danny Barrett credit, too. I mean, Danny Barrett senses the urgency of this drive, you know. He's felt the momentum kind of switch. So what does he do? On a critical situation, he goes to his clutch receiver, Ray Alexander, who comes up with a spectacular catch. And, you know, this is very important for BC, this drive. They felt this momentum, losing it. They'd like to recapture it again.
After 16 yards, the Lions just shy of midfield. And Clark makes a catch far side in front of Enos Jackson. That's Matt Clark, number 85.
See, and this short passing game to the outside will really have a positive effect for the BC Lions. Obviously, it allows them to keep the ball a little longer, keep the drive going, and let the crowd settle down, take them back out of the game, let the Edmonton Eskimos, the high they were on, kind of settle back down too. So he accomplishes a number of things with this good drive he's putting together.
Pitch to Volpe on 2nd and 4. He turns the corner and slips. He'll be short of the first down.